Good afternoon. Police in Wilder want to know if you recognize these two.
Caught on camera, as you see, sneaking into Greenleaf Friends Academy Sunday morning at 2. If you think you know who they are, call the police's non-emergency number, and that's going to be on your screen. We also have that for you on idahonews.com, as well as these pictures for a closer look.
A Canyon County man spending 35 years to life in prison for murdering his wife and making it look like a suicide. Francisco Torres Rodriguez shot Reina Quintero in September 2023. A jury convicting him of first-degree murder earlier this year. He cannot contact any of Reina's relatives for 50 years.
Got a live look out at Indian Creek Plaza, where we've got some kids, as usual on hot days, out there enjoying the splash pad and people enjoying the shade of those umbrellas.
And it is a hot one out there. Roland, you told us it was coming, not a cloud in the sky, and it's hot.
And it's going to be the hottest day of the week today. Tomorrow's still going to be hot, but probably not as hot as it's going to end up being today, guys. That's because the center of the high is moving over and on top of the state. Once the center of that high gets on top of you, it just acts like an oven and it just bakes the atmosphere. So crystal clear skies, another byproduct of a strong area of high pressure. And look at the temperatures. We're now hitting the century mark in Ontario and Caldwell, almost in Boise. I anticipate that many areas are going to be well above, or just slightly, shall we say, slightly above the century mark. And McCall at 88 degrees right now, probably going to be topping out at about 90 degrees. So with that in mind, a heat advisory remains in effect until 9 o'clock tonight for temperatures that could get up to 103 degrees. Then the high pressure ridge is going to start slowly shifting eastward, and that's going to allow a weak disturbance to come in from the northwest, very weak, and that's going to bring our temperatures back down. But tomorrow, again, a hot day. In the morning, 69 degrees, high temperatures tomorrow afternoon at 98. Still going to be seeing some areas, especially in the west end of the valley, that are going to be at or above 100 degrees tomorrow. And then we'll talk about a cooling trend. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
The burger battle back on the Meridian menu. At 6, the City Council reconsiders an In-N-Out drive-through near 10 Mile Road and Shinden Boulevard.
The Planning and Zoning Commission denied the permit back in April. Kiana Watchman explains what's at stake.
This is more than just about burgers and fries. It's about increased traffic, noise pollution, and the controversial drive-through. Now, in tonight's council hearing, the City of Meridian will be giving In-N-Out the red light or the green light in its new location and its signature drive-through. In-N-Out wants to build in the 10 Mile Shopping Center alongside Costco, Slim Chickens, and Cafe Rio. The company calls the drive-through essential and says it can handle up to 29 cars with room to expand during peak times. The company's offered new conditions, including shorter hours, limited delivery times, more sidewalks, and dimming lights after closing. Neighbors point to noise and congestion concerns, while In-N-Out notes smooth operations at its other Idaho locations. The council hearing begins at 6 p.m. tonight. Now the council could either accept, deny, or request changes to the permit. We'll let you know how they vote. In Meridian, I'm Kiana Watchman reporting.
Boise's 8th Street Pedestrian Bridge is officially back open. But note, a short closure is still in place near the memorial as updates continue. You're asked to stay out of fenced areas for your own safety while enjoying this new section of path. BPD is still hoping to catch who damaged the Park Center Bridge. Police think someone broke off 2 pieces of the railing on purpose.
The Meridian Food Bank expanding its building.
And turn to dirt. Congratulations. All right, thank you.
They're adding a new backpack room to the area where they can fill backpacks with food for students in need. Weekly during the school year, the food bank packing about 900 backpacks with 6 meals and 2 snacks for kids to take on weekends.
We went along for a long time doing about 500 backpacks a week. And then a couple of years ago, they started adding a few. At the time, the director said, you know, our area here can handle just about 800 backpacks. We can't hardly do any more. That's, you know, area for room for staging, room for storing once they're assembled and before they're out to the schools. So we had to look around and see what we could do, and we kind of decided, well, we do have a couple little empty space between the two buildings. Let's see what we can do on that.
They're looking out for about 200 more kids a week than last year. In 2024, 700 students a week with 28,000 total backpacks.
Food insecurity impacts people across the Treasure Valley. The Idaho Food Bank is hosting a food distribution event at the Ford Idaho Center tomorrow. It begins at 11 a.m. and runs until 2:30 or when food runs out. If you have any questions, just reach out to the Idaho Food Bank.